In the heart of Africa, a profound secret lies hidden within the very foundations of its architecture and art.
This isn't just about building structures or creating beautiful objects.
It's about encoding the cosmos itself into design.
Welcome to the fascinating world of sacred geometry in African temples and art. Part 1. What is sacred geometry?
Sacred geometry isn't merely a set of mathematical principles or artistic techniques. It's a spiritual language, a way of communicating with the divine through shape and form. Its roots run deep in African cosmology and ancestral belief systems, where symbols like spirals, circles, grids, and hexagons carry profound meaning. In Africa, geometry wasn't decoration, it was divine communication. Part to Egypt, geometry of the gods.
Let's begin our journey in ancient Egypt, where the geometry of the gods reached its zenith.
The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a testament to this sacred knowledge.
Its proportions encode the mathematical constants pi and phi, and its scale represents a 1 to 43,100 model of the Earth.
But the pyramid's significance goes beyond numbers.
Its alignment with Orion's belt connects it to the mythology of Osiris, the god of the afterlife. Egyptian temples were more than just places of worship. They were cosmic maps carved in stone, their layouts and proportions harmonizing with universal rhythms. Part 3. Fractal villages and urban planning. Moving across the continent, we find sacred geometry expressed in the very fabric of African settlements.
The fractal villages of Logomvini in Cameroon, Viralvideo in Zambia, Zulu homesteads demonstrate a profound understanding of recursive patterns.
These settlements replicate the same geometric forms at both macro and micro scales, mirroring the self-similarity found in nature. Social hierarchies were expressed through spatial geometry, creating living environments that were organic, ordered, and alive. Africa's cities grew like nature itself, complex, yet following an underlying divine blueprint.
Part 4. Sacred symbols in art.
The sacred geometry of Africa isn't confined to architecture.
It permeates every aspect of artistic expression. Yoruba altars and cosmograms serve as portals to the spiritual realm, their intricate designs mapping out the cosmos in miniature.
Ashanti textiles incorporated Dinkra symbols, each one a visual representation of abstract concepts and proverbs.
Maasai beadwork often features spiral motifs, echoing the cyclical nature of life and the universe. In African art, every stitch, every bead, every brushstroke carried meaning beyond the aesthetic.
Part 5. Ritual spaces and spiritual geometry.
Ritual spaces across Africa demonstrate how geometry shapes spiritual practice.
Shrines often feature concentric altars or hexagonal enclosures, creating sacred boundaries between the mundane and the divine.
Initiation rites and ancestral worship incorporate geometric patterns that serve as visual rhythms, aligning participants with cosmic forces. In these contexts, geometry wasn't just a design choice, it was the architecture of the unseen, a way to structure and access spiritual realms.
Part 6. Mathematical genius and indigenous knowledge.
The sophistication of African sacred geometry extends into the realm of mathematics and indigenous knowledge systems. The Bamana people of Mali use intricate sand divination systems that incorporate binary codes, crediting modern computing concepts by centuries.
Dogon cosmology demonstrates a deep understanding of symmetry and astronomical alignments.
African number systems and spatial logic reveal a mathematical genius that was intimately tied to spiritual understanding. Africa's math was sacred, symbolic, and sophisticated, blending the concrete and the abstract in ways that continue to astound researchers today.
Part 7. Colonial erasure and modern rediscovering. Tragically, much of this knowledge faced erasure during the colonial era. Indigenous design systems were suppressed, dismissed as primitive or pagan, but Africa's sacred geometry couldn't be entirely forgotten.
In recent decades, there's been a resurgence of interest, fueled by discoveries in fractal science and a renewed appreciation for indigenous architecture. Researchers like Ron Eglash have brought attention to the fractal patterns in African design through groundbreaking studies and TED Talks.
Africa's code was buried but never broken.
Part 8. Conclusion and reclaiming the divine blueprint. As we conclude our exploration, it's clear that Africa's approach to sacred geometry was far more than mere design.
It was a way of divining the universe's secrets, of aligning human creation with cosmic order. From the grand scale of pyramids to the intricate patterns of beadwork, African sacred geometry encoded profound truths about the nature of reality.
This legacy continues to shape our world, often in ways we're only beginning to recognize. The principles of sacred geometry found in African design are being rediscovered and applied in fields ranging from architecture to computer science. They offer solutions to modern challenges, demonstrating the enduring wisdom of ancient African knowledge systems. Africa didn't just design and divine. Its geometry wasn't just a set of rules for arranging shapes. It was a key to understanding the universe itself. As we uncover more about this rich tradition, we're not just learning about the past, we're unlocking new ways of seeing and creating for the future. In essence, Africa was the equation, a living, breathing embodiment of cosmic principles expressed through art, architecture, and daily life. Its sacred geometry continues to offer profound insights, challenging us to see the world not as a collection of separate parts, but as an interconnected whole, guided by divine patterns. As we move forward, let's remember that these ancient wisdom traditions have much to teach us. By understanding and respecting the sacred geometry of Africa, we open ourselves to new ways of problem solving, creating, and connecting with the world around us. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound truths are encoded in the simplest shapes. We just need to learn how to see them. So the next time you encounter an African design, whether in architecture, textiles, or ritual objects, take a moment to look deeper. You might just find a glimpse of the cosmos, encoded in lines and curves, waiting to be understood. Because in African sacred geometry, every pattern tells a story, every shape holds a secret, and every design is a doorway to the divine.